Hey everybody, welcome to the Spitter Swallow Beer Reviews, Drinking and Thinking. I am your host, Shag Dog, no jammer today, and today we are talking about the top 10 moon conspiracies and theories. I am no expert by no means, so please comment, like, subscribe. If you have a different opinion on my top 10, let us know. And I am drinking a Miller High Life. It's got the lady on the moon so it's the perfect beer to drink while you're talking about the moon. You know what? It's a twist off, but I like using the bottle cap. There we go. And there's the cap for you cat purrs. And thanks for getting into this special drinking and thinking. Let's take a sip first from the Lady of the Moon before we get to the moon. One of these days, Alice, pow, right to the moon, right? Number 10, right off the bat, secret alien bases. Some theorists believe that there are secret bases on the dark side of the moon and that NASA is covering up evidence of the bases or whether it's actually alien bases. Some people say we never went back to the moon because we put bases there. And now every mission to the moon is top secret. But some people say it's alien bases there, and that's why we never went back. So that's a conspiracy to ponder. If I had Jammer here, we could ponder back and forth. If I had someone watching, same thing. But you can ponder about that one as we go to number 9. Fake moon rocks, number 9. Conspiracy theorists argue that the moon rocks brought back by astronauts were actually fake and created in a laboratory. I never even heard of that one. I mean, I heard the moon rocks were fake, but I never heard they were created in a laboratory. I don't know what, they take some regular rocks and paint them white? I don't know. Anyhow, I guess you could take some type of ceramic or concrete mix of something, put little divots in it, make it look like a moon rock, yeah. Lady on the moon. All right, number 8, lack of blast crater. Some theorists argue that the lunar module's descent engine should have created a significant blast crater on the moon's surface, which is not visible in pictures. I don't know how significant a blast crater is. I mean, the gravity is way less than Earth, and you got the rockets coming down. We don't know what the moon's actually made of. Would it have been a crater? Was it a solid rock part that they put on, or it should have been a burnt mark maybe? I don't know. You let me know. Number 7, shadows and lighting. Shadows and lighting. Thank you, Stanley Kubrick, right? Conspiracy theorists point out inconsistencies in the shadows and lighting of the pictures taken on the moon. So there'd be the astronaut standing here, a shadow would be straight behind them, but also there'd be a shadow over this way of something, like something else is over here and the shadow's over here. So there's inconsistencies there. Did they have spotlights up there, which could be multiple lights, studio perhaps? All right. Number 6, footprints and rover tracks. Let me take a sip of this beer before we get into that one, right? Delicious. Footprints and rover tracks on the moon. Theorists argue that the footprints and rover tracks left on the moon's surface appear too well defined and lack the distortion experienced in a low gravity, airless environment. I'm no expert, but if you are an expert, please comment. Low gravity, airless environment. I think if you laid the tracks down, you drove a rover right there, the tracks are going to be perfect, at least for a little while. But I don't know. I'm not an expert, so I can't really comment on that one. Number 5, the Van Allen radiation belt. Theorists argue that the astronauts could not have survived the intense radiation of the Van Allen belts. Now, these theorists argue that, yes, we're able to get into orbit, but there's a certain point of the orbit where if you go past that, radiation is going to kill you. And the moon is past the Van Allen belt. So the radiation is so strong, they're saying the astronauts would not be able to survive that. Yeah, so there you go. Moon conspiracy. That was number 6 or 5? That might have been 6. 5. That might have been 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 6. Number 5, 4, 3, 2. I've screwed up. Anyhow, next one. We don't need those stinking numbers. Same thing with the Van Allen radiation belt. Next one is radiation concerns. Some theorists believe that the astronauts would have been exposed to lethal radiation during the trip to the moon. So on the moon itself, there's no atmosphere. Astronauts would have been subjected to radiation from the sun, basically. So, yeah. Next one, flag waving. The American flag planted on the moon appears to be waving in the wind, despite the fact there is no atmosphere on the moon. I don't think it's waving in the wind. It doesn't look like it's waving, because if you're waving in the wind, it's going to be limp. I know from experience. It's going to be limp and then going up and down. It was just like this. It looked too stiff to me. That's what she said, right? And it's pretty stiff, and it was waving, but it was kind of, horizontally staying correct. It wasn't going down or anything. It was like this. So I don't believe that one. I don't know what a non-gravity environment would do to a flag if you had a flag in a non-gravity environment. It shouldn't be hard to prove or disprove, So anyhow, get up on the friggin' space station, hold a flag up, a little flag. It'll do the same thing, or it's going to do something different. Next one is lack of stars. Conspiracy theorists argue that there are no stars visible in the pictures taken by the astronauts on the moon. So they're taking a picture of astronauts. Behind them is just a black sky. There's no stars. But a lot of them think that's because of the lighting, the cameras. Who knows, right? Maybe moon dust in the air. Look at our atmosphere. Moon doesn't have an atmosphere, but there might be moon dust up in the air, like pollen here or whatever. We can't see the stars all the time, so who knows, right? Next one is the moon landing hoax. Everybody believes it's a big hoax. Just like all the rest of the theories here, it all leads to the moon landing hoax. The most popular conspiracy theory claims that NASA faked the moon landings and that the footage and images were created in Hollywood studio, and the director was Stanley Kubrick. This is the biggest theory of the moon. Now, I truly believe on my personal level that there's aliens on the dark side of the moon, or we have top secret bases on the dark side of the moon. That's my theory. Because I really, truly don't believe aliens, because if there was intelligent, benevolent being, I know the prime directive from Star Trek, can't interfere with a civilization that's growing or whatever, right? But with all the suffering and overpopulation and all the different other problems, war, famine, all these different problems on Earth, they're just going to idly sit by and watch us, people suffer. I mean, if you were if we cared about some other planet and we got to some other planet and we're observing them and then we see how bad they have it, don't you think we'd try to intervene and help them some way? Or even show ourselves, hey, we're from this planet Earth. We have plenty of food and water. We can show you how to grow food, whatever. So that's why I don't think there's no such thing as aliens. Now, do I believe in interdimensional beings like Satan? Yes, I do. I believe that aliens, so-called aliens that we see or reported or whatever, I haven't seen any, are interdimensional beings. I believe angels are interdimensional beings. When the angel came to Nebuchadnezzar or Daniel or whoever it was, and they were busy doing something, so the arm just came out and wrote something on the wall. Interdimensional. So that's my theory. So what's on the moon? Moon bases are interdimensional beings bases. And that's my final thought on that one. If you have a different idea of the moon conspiracies, I'm sure there's more different conspiracies. There's theories that the moon is a space station, artificial. I don't know if it was our astronauts or something. When it landed on the moon, they heard a big bell ring. Yeah, so now there's a lot of lunar modules up there right now. China, I know Japan. I'm not sure if Europe has a moon lander up there, but China, I think Japan does. Now they had the cube thing too, which is supposedly the soul catcher that the lizard people have on the moon. And there's something they pictured off in the distance, the Chinese rover, and it looked like a cube from way from a distance. And they said it was so many miles away. It's going to take, the rover goes 2 miles an hour or whatever. It's going to take us 180 days to get to it. You haven't heard nothing since about that, except they did report it was just a rock. But there's no pictures of it when they got close up. It was only the image of it from way back. I think it is the soul catcher for the lizard people. They catch your soul as you're leaving this reality, going to the next one, and send you back, reincarnate you, because they live off our energy, our negative and positive energy. That's what feeds the lizard people. And that girl on that plane was going crazy. He is not real, that type of stuff. She was seeing a lizard person. Yep. Now, is the moon made of cheese? Well, if it is made of cheese, I hope there's no big space rat out there in space, because if a big space rat came up and ate that big moon cheese, our tidal systems would be null and void. We'd have no more waves. It'd just be sloshing around erratically. Matter of fact, with the Earth rotation, the water would go all one way. We might have another great flood. Now I'm reaching, but these are all possibilities. And why is the moon perfect? When there's an eclipse, the moon blocks the sun perfectly. It's at the perfect distance from Earth to block the sun where you barely see the sun outer layer, whatever it is, corona, whatever it is. Perfect. Anytime. If there's an eclipse in the winter, summer, it don't matter. That moon is perfect in that sun for the eclipse. We're the only planet that we know of that has that perfect eclipse. Mars, Jupiter, of course, Jupiter is really big, so and far away from the sun, Let's say Venus, for instance. Venus has 2 moons, I believe. Let me double check that. How many moons does Venus have? Oh, Venus has 0 moons. I stand corrected. How many Mars has some small moons. Mars moons. I think it's 2 in Mars.
According to NASA
Phobos
science,
and Deimos.
Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos.
How big are the Mars moons compared to Earth's moon? There's a picture of there's the Earth moon and the 2 small Mars moons. Okay. Our moon is perfect. Space station. Now, supposedly Jammer might be on. I didn't even know Heyman was commenting something about he said that Jammer might be on tomorrow. And then Jammer did send me a message while I was doing my first peer review. I didn't even see it, but on my Facebook. So he said he saw me on, and he said he might be doing beer reviews tomorrow with me. So we'll see. Normally he can't do them on Tuesdays, but he said he could have today, but he was so tired. So we'll see if he gets on tomorrow. I told him, hey, if you can do one or two by yourself, and I'll jump in for the third or fourth one. I'm up later than usual. I don't know where the moon's at right now. Anybody ever see the show Thundar the Barbarian cartoon from the 80s? I'm still waiting for a movie for that. I think that would be a great sci-fi fantasy movie, Thundar the Barbarian. It's kind of got elements of Star Wars, elements of He-Man, different elements in it. I like it. And basically, it starts out in the 80s. An asteroid or a comet comes between the Earth and the Moon. The Moon cracks in half, and it causes disasters. And then hundreds or thousands of years later, there's wizards and sorcerers and stuff like that. You have Ukla. Who knows what the hell Ukla was? It used to be a poodle, maybe evolution. Yeah, Thundar. He's a barbarian. He's got I forgot what he had a lightsaber, but it's called a lightning saber. I can't remember how to call it. What was Thundar's the barbarian sword called? Blade like energy blade, versatile weapon. The Sun Sword. Sun Sword is what it was called. I think there would have been a good movie. Will there ever be a Thundar the Barbarian movie? While there's no official announcement for a Thundar the Barbarian movie, a fan-made project called Thundar the Barbarian the Movie is in the works, with the creator hoping to begin principal photography this autumn. Well, that's cool, but fan-made movie is just not good enough. Not long enough either. And the budget is definitely not big enough. But I'll admit, I've seen some fan-made movies or trailers like Gray Sun. I thought it was a pretty good trailer when I first saw that back, 10, 12, 14 years ago, whenever it came out. Pretty good. But yeah, Thundar would be great. Now there's going to be a new He-Man movie. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's not as bad as the last one. It wasn't. I mean, the last one could have been done a lot better. I think they tried to overdo it, and they didn't have all the right characters, and they came to Earth. Freaking He-Man, that movie was bound to be stupid, just having He-Man come to Earth. They didn't have Oracle. Did they even have a sorcerer in that movie? Was the sorcerer in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Not the Guardians of the Galaxy. What the hell is the name of that movie? Master of the Universe. Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Was the sorcerer in Masters of the Universe movie in the 80s? Sorcerer, not saucer, jackass. Sorcerer. Yes, the character known as a sorceress, or the sorceress of the Castle of Grayskull, was a prominent character in 1970 Master. I don't even remember who played her. Does anybody remember who played her? I sure the hell don't. All right, let's look at that. Christina Pickles. I don't even remember her being in the movie. Courtney Cox, I remember her. Dolph Lundgren was He-Man. Frank Langella was Skeletor. I always thought it was because he almost sounds like, what the hell is that guy's name? Played in Beastmaster and not Beastmaster, Hawk the Slayer, Curly, and whatever the hell that movie was with Billy Crystal. I always thought it was him. Meg Foster played Evil Lynn. Billy Barty played Gwildor, which was that the dwarf dude? That was retarded. Courtney Cox was the human girl. Robert Duncan played Kevin whoever. John Cypher played Duncan something, whatever the fuck that is. Tila was played by Chelsea Field. James Token played Detective so-and-so. Christine Pickles was a sorceress. Beastman was played by Tony Carroll. Pons Mar was Sarad. Anthony DeLongis, Blade, Karg. I mean, they're characters that's not even in the damn He-Man cartoon, you know? Hopefully they do better on this one. Let's look up the top 10, top 20. Who are the top 15 heroes of the He-Man universe? We'll do the villains next. I don't want the villains. I want the heroes. All right. Anyhow, they're giving the top of everything. Triclops, pretty good one. Triclops, he had the different eyes, 3 different eyes, triangle, square, and circle. Trapjaw, another one, silver, red, blue, or gray, red, blue, had a strong jaw, chomped through anything. Oh, this is exciting. Skeletor, of course, the leader of the bad guys, right? Ram Man, he muscular, stocky dude, but he even sprung down even lower and sprung up and rammed you. That's what she said. Moss Man, I don't even remember Moss Man. Merman, I remember him. He was like a fishy looking dude. Evelyn, Buzz Off, like a bee. I don't remember seeing him in the cartoons ever, but I did recall seeing the action figure. Beastman, of course, popular one. My younger brother had a Beastman action figure. He had the He-Man, Beastman. Can't remember what he had. Many faces. I guess that guy had many faces. She-Ra, I don't recall her seeing her in He-Man, but she was a spinoff on a different planet, whatever the name of the planet was. Now here's the top 15 most powerful characters. Merman, 14, Beastman, the Star Child. I vaguely remember that. Granamir, some type of dragon. Zodiac. I remember Zodiac, although I don't remember that version. Not to be confused with the Zodiac Killer. King Hiss. That must be the newer cartoons. The Sorceress, whatever. She-Ra. Hordak. Oh, yeah, he's another villain. Like, you know. Shakoti, don't know who that is. Mossman. Mossman's number 5. I can't believe it. He's like Swamp Thing. It's like fucking Swamp Thing ripoff, right? Mossman. The Goddess is number 4. I don't know who the heck that is. Evil Lynn is number 3. Wow, she's that powerful. Skeletor is number 2. And who's number 1? He-Man. Let's go to He-Man's top 20 allies. How about that? I don't know if any of these guys will be in the movie, but let's look. Number 20. The Sorceress. Okay. King Grayskull. I don't even know who the hell it is. The wise and powerful ruler of Castle Grayskull. A mentor to He-Man. Snout Sprout. Never heard of him. Buzz Off. The bee guy. Kind of guy. Mossman, Merman. It's not. So it's just showing. It's not showing allies though. These aren't allies. Skeletor, Ram Man, Fisto. That doesn't even sound good. Fisto, A powerful, muscular character with a penchant for brute strength and given a fist, apparently. Rook, a skilled pilot and mechanic. Mikkel, Titan. Oracle, Trapjaw, Zodiac, Stinkor, Battlecat, Man-at-Arms, Tila. There's a whole bunch of characters they're missing I haven't seen. What was that bird dude? Who was the bird type guy? He-Man's friend. Stratos. Okay. Leader of the race of the bird of people of Avalon. I remember Stratos. It's just too many names, I guess. Some of them were pretty stupid. That's why I think Thundar the Barbarian be a pretty good. Let's check out the top 10 characters of Thundar the Barbarian. Top 15 characters of Thundar the Barbarian. Thundar, Princess Ariel, and Ukla, the trifecta right there, right? Reoccurring antagonist, Zevon, a recurring villain, often depicted as a powerful sorcerer or warlord. Infernus, another recurring antagonist, demonic or otherworldly figure. Mindok, a wizard who often opposes Thundar and his allies. Morag, a sorceress who is often seen as a villainous figure. Artemis, a recurring villain often depicted as a powerful sorcerer. Stalker from the stars, an alien vampire with multiple clawed arms, fanged teeth, and strange powers. Sindai, a recurring character that is depicted as a wise or resourceful woman. Queen Diona, a powerful ruler who is often seen as a villainous figure. Captain Corden, a recurring character often depicted as a skilled warrior or leader. Cirque, sorceress, just like the mythology. Crom, a strong and loyal warrior who is often seen as a friend of Thundar, who like almost, Conan the Barbarian's god was Crom. And Octagon, a recurring villain often depicted as a powerful sorcerer. So I don't know how well Thundar would do, but I think if they got somebody to write a good enough script, I think it would be great. It'd be like a sci-fi fantasy space, Conan the Barbarian, really. I probably went on too long with this video, so I'm going to close it out here in a second. Don't forget to drink a Miller High Life if you can. Lady on the Moon, she's worth it. She's on the right side of the moon, not the dark side. If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe, that's the only part I know of that song. Let's look up the lyrics of that song. Maybe the answer is there. Lyrics, Man on the Moon, REM. Mott the Hoopy in the Game of Life, yeah. Andy Kaufman is in the wrestling match, yeah. Monopoly 21 checkers and chess, yeah. Mr. Fred Blassie in a breakfast mess. Let's play Twister, let's play Riz. Yeah. I'll see you in heaven if you make the list. Yeah. So, Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Hey, Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are you having fun? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, nothing is cool. Moses went walking with the staff of wood. Yeah. Knew and got beamed by the apple good. Yeah. Egypt was troubled by the horrible asp. Yeah. Mr. Charles Darwin had the balls to ask. Yeah. So, Annie, did you hear about this one? Tell me you're locked in the punch. Hey, Annie, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are you losing touch? It doesn't really talk too much about the moon in the song, actually. If you believe, put them. Okay, if you believe, okay. Come on. Here's a little adjective for the never believer. Here's the little ghost for the offering. Here's the truck stop instead of St. Peter's. Mr. Andy Kaufman's gone wrestling. So Andy, did you? Okay, if you believe, put on moon. A toast to the fair city, to a beautiful monument, to a beautiful people. The end. Not really too much about the moon, even though the song is called "Man on the Moon." I wonder if they were stoned when they wrote that one. Yeah. The biggest hits of REM. REM's top 10 hits. Losing My Religion, the one I love. Losing my religion. This one goes out to the one I love. Man on the Moon, Everybody Hurts. That's probably the only ones I know right there. Soul Central Rain, I'm Sorry, Fall on Me. It's the end of the world as we know. I remember that one. Radio Free Europe, Country Feedback, Night Swimming, Driver 8, Electrolyte, Orange Crush, Imitation of Life, Stand in the place that you were. I remember that one. Walls Unafraid, Walk in the Frequency, Drive, Half a World Away, Shiny Happy People is another one, okay. Electron Blue and Feel. Okay, so Shiny Happy People. Stand. It's the end of the world as we know it. Everybody Hurts. Man on the Moon. What I Love. And Lose My Religion. So about 7 songs I know by them. There's this guy I was in high school with. I won't mention his name here. But he kind of reminded me of, what was his name of the lead singer of REM? Michael Stipe. He reminded me of, as far as looks and stuff went, although his hair was more blonde. Reminded me of Michael Stipe. As far as his mannerisms and yeah. If you believe, they put a man on the moon because I'm losing my religion. But this one will go out to the one I love because Everybody Hurts. And there's always shiny, happy people all around. Shiny, happy people. Take a look around. Happy. That's all I know. Anyhow, this one went on long enough. I'll have to edit this one because it's too long and stupid. But it was a good drinking and thinking episode. I was drinking and overthinking. But we'll see you on the next one. Maybe tomorrow with Jammer. I told Jammer if he does do get on there, do 1 or 2 videos at least, so we get some good Jammer nuggets. Whatever his nuggets of thoughts or whatever the hell he calls them. Yeah, bring it to bed. All right, Spinner Swallow Beer Review. We'll see you on the next one.